So one thing I love about Infinite Discs is that they get the Innova molds that are like really, really good and underrated, but like just didn't get the attention that they really deserved. And they make them into new molds for them. And it really revives that mold. An example being the Exodus and the the old Eagle L mold. Such a good mold, but people forget about it because it's not an Eagle, it's an Eagle L, so it's a lesser Eagle. Same with like the TLs. It's another good example. This is the Czar from Infinite Discs. This is in their Metal Flake glow plastic, and I'm pretty sure that this is the old T-Rex mold. Like I had a couple T-Rexes that I kind of dabbled with before. Can't find them though. Like I think I might have sold them to really compare them, but it looks almost like a T-Rex mold. And if I remember correctly, and if it is a T-Rex, like the T-Rex was just so straight. It was almost like a longer T-Bird, but like a Wraith speed, but a T-Bird flight. And it was just so good. And it definitely had a unique feel, and it doesn't have much of a like arch on the bottom here. It's pretty flat and it's almost a blocky edge. The rim might actually be like slightly thinner and not as wide as the Wraith, but who knows, like they're pretty close, but it's very comfortable in the hand, even if you have small hands like me. Like that's the big reason why I stick with the Wraith. And I think my camera's slowly leaning to the right. We're gonna come over here now. But this feels really good, and they're like, and Innova's glow plastic, you can knock Innova all you want, but their plastic feels really good. I don't know if I'm just a fanboy because that's like all I've thrown, but their plastic feels great, and this Metal Flake glow is no exception. It's a little bit of give, but it's still pretty stiff on the rim, so it doesn't really fold in your hands when you try to power grip it, but it also has a pretty good grip to it as well. It's a really good good combination between grip and tackiness and just rigidity to hold its form. And then you get to the flight, and that's when it gets really good. All right, so like I said, I used to dabble with the T-Rex for a little bit, and this is like an awkward little hill. Anyways, I think this is a T-Rex. I'm not for certain, but in this glow plastic, it's pretty nice, and it's very similar to my stable Wraith. It's like a tick slower than a Wraith, and it doesn't have the glide as a Wraith, but it's very workable like a stable Wraith. So it might turn up a little bit for you if you crush on it, or if you throw it flat, then it might turn a little bit for you, but it gives you a solid fade at the end. And the other thing is the rim, because it feels a little blocky, and it's actually a little shallower than the Wraith. That's the one thing I didn't mention, is a shallower disc than the Wraith. Because of that, it feels really good for forehands. It has a really good stability for forehands. Like it's to the point where it's very workable, especially if you have a clean forehand. It's very workable on different lines, but it's stable enough to where even if you have a wobbly forehand like me, it is stable enough to kind of mask that and still finish to the right more. But it's one of those, like if you throw a clean forehand, it would be really nice for if you're a mainly forehand guy, you throw pretty clean forehands and you want like a distance driver, do whatever you want kind of disc, this would be great for that. It's definitely more in the control category though. This isn't like, I want to go to this for a max distance shot or max distance driver sort of thing. I would still go toward like a Grace or a beat-in Wraith, or like a less stable stock Wraith. But in terms of control, and like I want to get good distance, but I want to keep control of my disc, I want to stay in the fairway, I want a consistent finish, this is a very, very good option, especially if you're a big Infinite guy. If you're a fan of Infinite discs, the Czar is a great workable driver for hams. So yeah, also the stamp here, absolutely sick. The triple stamp, you got swirls in there. Man, the Czar, Franz Ferdinand, take me out, baby. Let's go. See you in the next one.